The crew of the Artemis II has captured some incredible views of Earth.
They've used the same clouds on both images. It's supposed to be Africa by day and by night with exactly the same angle, so about 12 hours later. And the clouds haven't moved because these aren't photos, they're computer-generated images like all images of the globe. So either NBC made a mistake in selecting the graphic designer or it's intentional to test us, as it is marked on this NASA reel. And why are we shown the Earth in dribs and drabs? Why not film everything? Think about it for 2 seconds. A parachutist comes back with hundreds of photos. GoPro attached to the helmet, 360 camera in hand, 8K video, 120 frames per second. But when it comes to Artemis, we go back to the 1970s with blurry, choppy images, 4 frames per second. As if NASA didn't have the budget for a $400 GoPro, they lost the technology and never found it again.
Problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore.
And when they do a live broadcast, it's a fixed shot without a window. As soon as they think it's not recording anymore, you see them waiting for instructions from someone backstage. And yes, don't forget they are in a studio to avoid showing you the view. They will distract you by talking about toilet issues.
I heard that there was a little bit of an issue with the toilet.
Or play with their mascot they call CGI. Maybe a hint for CGI. So at this point, if you still believe in this show,
I'd go to the moon.
So guys, that video is originally in French, and I use a program in order to translate it. So if it didn't quite match up with what was saying on this, what it was showing on the screen, the words, understand it's because I literally translated it, which is incredible that he was speaking in French. I translated it to English, and they still kept like his actual voice and a French accent, which is wild. But as you can see, no one's believing it around the world. And you can go back through that video and just look at all the deception. Now, sorry. It started to play this. This is the full kind of clip of them talking about losing the technology to go back to the moon. That was the excuse for many, many years, right? They lost that technology. It's too difficult. And then also with the footage, they said they lost the footage. And then later on, they came back and said, oh, no, we just recorded over it. And then they found it again. Guys, please. But let me play this for you.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
It's a painful process to build it back again because they never went to the moon in the first place. They cannot, because we live under a firmament. As the Bible says, it's impenetrable, right? And it separates the waters from above and the waters from below. And the Bible also says the earth is fixed and immovable. Not only that, it sits on 4 pillars, right? And so and it also says that the whole world is in God's hand. But see, they made this all up, right? And it's not just the Bible that says that. I've shown you every civilization, including in our own encyclopedias, right? Believed in the firmament and believed in the flat shape of the earth, as the Bible says. And I mean Mayan, Incan, like every Babylonian, a Roman. Like there is not a civilization that did not believe that until NASA came along and they came up with the globe and evolution and Big Bang and space, and we evolved from monkeys. Yes, believing in a round earth and space, that is all from evolution. It goes directly against the Bible. And again, I will say every civilization that ever existed. But this is another video from this guy that I translated.
Space is a prank, and the launch of Artemis 2 is scheduled for tomorrow as an April Fool's joke. The first official photo of Earth was also taken on April 1st, 1960. They've been fooling you with synthetic images for over 50 years. Jack Parsons, one of the true founders of NASA, was a sex magician. He performed orgy rituals to invoke Babylon and impregnate his rockets so they would pierce the firmament. For them, it's a ritual of rebirth and domination. A rocket is a giant phallus. The launch is a cosmic penetration, and the moon symbolizes the female cycle. NASA in Hebrew means to seduce and deceive, so astronauts are comedians.
You guys land on the moon,
No,
which
you
was
didn't.
what?
No, you didn't. You watched animation.
We didn't go there.
But you have been so conditioned to believe it that even when they openly admit it, you see nothing.
Do you guys realize the shape of it? And even what I told you about with Artemis, okay? So Artemis is actually the sister. These are demonic gods, right? They're known by different names in different civilizations. They did exist, right? But these are fallen angels or Nephilim hybrids, right? The fallen angels mated with the daughters of men and created Nephilim, these giant demonic beings who were half human or partially human. And with that, they were seen as gods all around the world. They were seen as gods during different civilizations, but they had different names. So as I've shown you, even within DC, Artemis is actually Ishtar, right? If you don't know this, Congress, the Capitol building, is actually the womb of Artemis, Ishtar, Columbia, the District of Columbia. There's a giant statue of Columbia on the top as well as inside. But like I said, there's different names. Now, when you get into the details, so Artemis and Apollo were brother and sister, but they're, if you see the Capitol building and the way DC is laid out, I grew up in DC, guys. So I used to call it the big pencil, but it's the monument. But really, it's a phallus. It's supposed to be Osiris's penis, his junk, right? He was dismembered by one of his brothers, and they could never find his penis. And so it literally, if you look at it, you have the Capitol building, and then right along here, which is supposed to be, like, again, the womb of Ishtar, and then Osiris which was her husband, which is his the monument is his dismembered penis. I kid you not. Right. So going along with this, the symbolism is everywhere, guys. The symbolism is everywhere if you have eyes to see. But see, they don't want us to. They don't want us to see those things. But that's what they're trying to do, penetrate the firmament. But they know they can't penetrate the firmament. That's why they always just go down, whether it's SpaceX, whether it's NASA, or any other space agency in other countries. It always just curves down. And they come up with all these reasons why, but the trajectory and the math make absolutely no sense. Oops.
This is a photo of the Earth taken from the Artemis II, exactly 12 hours after the first photo of the Earth was taken. Do you notice anything? It's literally the exact same photo, the exact same cloud patterns, and Africa is in the exact same position. I thought the Earth was rotating at 1,000 miles per hour. Not only that, it's orbiting the sun at 66,000 miles per hour. All of that movement through outer space, and the Artemis II managed to take a picture of the Earth in the exact same position 12 hours later at nighttime with the exact same cloud patterns. And this is the Artemis II halfway to the moon. Yeah, propelling through the void of outer space, which is impossible. And they were halfway. Look at the size of the moon when you're on Earth. Like, just go outside and look right now. Do you see the size comparison? How are they halfway to the moon, but it's way, way, way smaller than it would be if you're on Earth, when you're further away from the moon when you're on Earth? And look at this video. The Artemis II launching, it literally looks like the Artemis II crew is ziplining out of the rocket. Look, you see that? Have you noticed how they didn't show anyone in the crew cab once it was actually launched? That's because they ziplined out of the rocket. That is a giant helium balloon that is shooting way up into the air and then falling into the Atlantic Ocean. But I made this video entirely for entertainment purposes only. Of course, space is real.
Hi everyone, this is just a quick update. I saw this being shared. I thought it was fake. I just ignored it, but now I found out it's real. It's on the NASA website. And they said that they shared this photo of Earth from the Orion spacecraft's window. Well, instantly I could tell it was fake because I've been doing this a long time. And I made this graphic. I'm on Canva here. And as you can see, here's his image. I removed the background. And if you put it over an overlay of the continents on Earth, where are the other continents? There's no way all that could be on the other side. So I take this to scale. See, that's Africa. So I made it to scale. And I lined it up over Africa, and it's not perfect because it's on a ball graphic, and this is a flat graphic. But yeah, that's what it looks like. There's no way all of this and all of this is on the other side of this. So just a little something for you to ponder.
Now I blew this one up because it's just mostly a horizontal image and just some words on the outside. So now you guys are getting a bigger video. I know you like it when it's not just vertical. Sorry, I just can fit what I can fit on the screen.
It was all recorded on these telemetry tapes. So where is this hard evidence?
I haven't seen anything that indicates the telemetry data is even in existence. And as I said, even if we had it, we don't have the machines to play it back.
But your own research has shown the telemetry data is missing.
That's right.
Could this be true? Mankind's first interplanetary exploration and the original science data is missing? If it's anywhere, it should be here at NASA's Goddard Space Center in Maryland, home to the National Space Science Data Archives.
This film you're making now, what is it? Does it have a name? I mean, do you have a name for it yet, or you
calling it Did We Go?
Did We Go? Okay.
Doesn't have it either. The Smithsonian doesn't have it. Johnson doesn't have it.
Right. We've been unable to track it down. I mean, we don't know where this telemetry data ended up, and we don't know what path it may have taken. So, unfortunately, I'm afraid I can't really give you much of a clue as to where this data ended up and whether it still exists or not.
NASA admitted that it had lost the original footage of man's first steps on the moon.
NASA has lost all the original Apollo moon landing footage and telemetry data. So to try and verify the original footage or the data that's in the modules that supposedly went to and from the moon, you can't check those now. So there's no physical confirmable evidence that they were anywhere but a sound studio.
Yeah, and I want the audience to understand what you just said. Folks, what Eric is saying, that the most heralded, most famous accomplishment of mankind, of humans, the landing on the moon, NASA lost everything.
Now, this is another video, guys, just to drive this point home of how, the entire thing is fake. Like, if you can't see that by now, I think you know. Now, I don't agree to guys like cursing and then he's calling people retarded. I don't believe in that. I don't think people are that, or name calling. It's not necessary, guys, to prove the point. It's not necessary, right? But I thought it was funny just to show that people across the board, they just are not believing it, whether they're Christian or not. They're into space. They're into everyone they are calling out NASA and how they've completely lied. And I think people are passionate because they want people to wake up. Guys, they want you to wake up, because the sooner you wake up and once your eyes are open, you can see everything has been a lie. That is how the veil lifts off of your eyes. But let's go ahead and play this. And like I said, I don't agree with the name calling, guys. We don't need to do it, but it's still interesting.
You actually believe this? Like, we never went to the fucking moon, dude.
How did moon photos appear in newspapers the very next morning if Apollo astronauts were nearly 250,000 miles away?
It's so obvious. It's retarded if you believe we went. Like, it's literally retarded.
Signals had to travel space, oceans, labs, and printing presses. How did everything line up overnight?
If you can look at the footage that I'm about to put below and believe we still went, you are fucking
Who's filming him? A guy. How'd the fucking guy get up there if this is the first guy that's supposed to be on the fucking moon? A different rocket ship?
And if this was the greatest journey ever, why did the pictures feel instantly ordinary?
I don't know. So they sent the rocket shit up there. He got off and he's like, all right, come on up now. I'm ready to fucking film. Are you fucking serious? Rocket ship? He's supposed to be the first guy on the moon. It's bullshit. The car. How the fuck did the car fit in that rocket ship? They fucking bouncing around like a fucking jerk off. Yeah, watch. Let me show you. There it goes. Bye-bye. You know what? I'm going to stay behind. You guys go back to Earth. I'll fucking die up here. And how the fuck did he get the film back to Earth? What happened to the guy back on the moon? They just left him?
Every time I see the Italian dad's video, it just cracks me up. He sounds like a New York Italian dad, New York, New Jersey, the Northeast, just his sound. But if he's asking real questions, everyday people are asking the same questions, and we never get any answers to it. Who filmed it? Because one of the ways you can support the work, me pulling this all out, exposing the truth, lifting the veil off of people's eyes, is by going to realmelanieking.com. I have a lot of unique merch you're not going to get anywhere else. And with this NASA thing, this is the one I keep showing. Did we though? Did we though? This is from my conspiracy collection. All right. And so it's a great way just to like question it, put it out there. I have it for men, for women, different colors, as well as many other things. Now, one of the other ways that you can support the work here is by donating. I've added that to my website where you can donate directly. Also through Cash App, PayPal. You guys have been great with it. The links to all of this, including my store, will be below. But then another way that you can easily support the work is just by becoming a member here on YouTube. This is a couple bucks a month and it helps me to keep going, keep pushing through. And like I said, I'm not taking any sponsors right now because I don't really trust anyone at all. But I'm vetting some things, and this is also why I don't go on people's channels or podcasts, because I don't know. I don't know who to trust at this point. There are some people, but at the same time right now, with everything going on, how crazy it is with the war and with the beast system rising, I'm just over here in my corner with you guys. So again, the links to all the ways you can support me are below. And yeah, I will see you on the next one.